Hello, welcome again to AirJobBoss. You are so lucky because you are tuned to the #1 channel for pilot interview preparation. I am the AirJobBoss, and today we're going to talk about some general interview strategy. How do you get an interview if it's difficult to get an interview at this airline? And I will propose one thing: a gimmick. Yeah, a gimmick, a trick, something somebody else does not do that sets yourself apart. Now, I am going to tell you a brief story. And before I do, before you start imagining what your gimmick is going to be, make sure it's thoughtful, it's kind, it is not offensive, it's not intrusive, it's not inconvenient for the people you're bugging, because that's what this is all about. Bugging people in a nice way. Now, enough to be said that you need to update your records or your application or your resume with this company often. That is kind of a gimmick. The more you update your resume, if you're sending them a new resume every month, your name comes across their desk every month, and as they say, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You're more likely to get recognized, known, and called for an interview, especially with small companies that mostly have resumes as your primary form of application. Large companies that have digitized applications seem to be so far away, yeah? Like, how do you ever talk to somebody on the other side of this firewall they call an application system, and a digital updating system, and a downloading of the documents and certifications and driver's licenses and criminal records and fingerprinting and all this stuff? And you're like, can I just talk to a person? I just want to tell the person I really want to work there. Like, please interview me. All right. Nowadays, it's not that hard, because if you qualify, boom, you're going to get an interview. But back in my day and in the future, it's not going to be so easy. So you might just employ these now. Okay, gimmicks. I will tell you a very brief story about my gimmick. When I worked for an international cargo company, after I worked for my regional airline, I still hadn't been hired by a major airline, and I had 9 target airlines that I would be willing to work for. And I put those in order, and every month I went out on a trip. I went away for anywhere from minimum 20 days, and then I would come back and have 10 days off. Every month I went away, I bought picture postcards, the kind you tourists buy, and you just stamp one side and write something that's got a picture on the other side. And I wrote a small note saying, I'm operating more and more experience. I flew into this country. I'm flying this airplane, and I really wish I would join you for an interview soon. And I sent those postcards to every airline, all 9 target airlines, every single month. When I got to the company I work for now, and I was interviewed by 2 pilots, they had my folder, and they went like this. And they had the stack of those postcards. And the one pilot looked at the other guy, pulled up the stack, and said, well, looks like we don't have to worry about his enthusiasm for the job. That was a quote. So that gimmick worked. It might have not got me in at that moment, but it did, in fact, establish something to talk about in the interview that was unique, that no one else, or maybe very few people, had ever tried or ever did. So these small gimmicks, right? We used to have people wait in the parking lot of the chief pilot's office and interrupt him as he walked from the car to the office building, and asked him for a job, and asked him for an interview, and talked him up and tried to build rapport with him. I would not suggest going that far. In current day and age, there's security problems to stalking people, and it's probably not a good idea. Let's do it from semi-far and do it through the postal service, actual mail. Okay, here's a couple of things. Birthday card, not on your birthday, not on the human resources agent's birthday, on the company's founding date. Let's say in their history they say, blah, blah, blah Airlines, founded January of 1929. Every January, send a birthday card to the employment office, to the recruitment team, and get their address if you can. I know you can. get their headquarters where they are and just put recruitment office, and then just write a small note. I just wanted to wish the greatest airlines on the planet a happy birthday. We're celebrating almost 90, what would it be? It'd be 97 years of successful operation. I'm looking so forward to attending an interview with you and becoming a member of your team. Nice, short, and sweet. A birthday card every year. Now, obviously, that's not often enough, right? Because you want to bug them more. You want this gimmick to land more. So, company milestones. Add company milestones. If they begin a new route, so-and-so Airlines begins service between Auckland and New York City. Write a card and a letter and buy one of those congratulatory cards like for graduation, but not with a graduation hat, just a congratulations, and congratulate the company and send it to the human resource department, yeah? Boarding passes. If you travel on their airline, keep your boarding pass and put it in a card, a thank you card. You're going to get a thank you card. It could be $1 at Dollar General. And you're going to put your boarding pass in the card. It's going to have your name and the flight number. And you're going to write on the card, I want to tell you what a great time I had on your airline when I traveled from New York City to Los Angeles last week. Your staff was so friendly, so helpful, looked so sharp, so kind, and so professional. I want desperately to become a member of your team. All I need is an opportunity to interview, and I'm looking forward to being invited as soon as possible, right? Thank you card with the boarding pass included. Postcards, I've already mentioned that. Regular letters of recommendation. Now, this is no gimmick. This is for real. This is hardcore, valid stuff. You need to network. You need to meet the people that work at this airline. And I don't care if it is gate agent, flight attendant, ground handler, vice president, captain, first officer, janitor. If you get to know somebody and you have an opportunity to help them in some way, this provides a great opportunity to tell them, would you mind writing a letter of recommendation for me? Now, if they're like, well, I don't know, I've never written a letter of recommendation, just say, do you mind if I write one based on our interaction, and then you can edit it, tell me how to change it, or sign it. And you can do it that way. A lot of times it is electronically submitted by the employee. They need to actually get on a computer, go through their login, and send in letters of recommendations, but you can still ask them, solicit them to do this. Regular letters of recommendation coming in requires them to take it, find your file, put it in your file, understand your name, and once if they go in your file and they stack this and they see 5 other ones, they're going to be like, hey, Bonnie, maybe we should call in this Jane D. Smith girl. She seems to have a bunch of letters of recommendation here, right? Something like that. You want that reaction. Okay, and following up is, of course, the update. Make sure you're updating everything often as possible. This is not a, oh, my pen just failed. This is not a gimmick. It is just simply something you can do more than everybody else. If you're even, you can even update daily, weekly, but certainly I would update monthly. If there's an opportunity to, if you've done anything different, if you've gotten a certification, passed a check ride, got a new position, flew to a new location, have more hours, and of course, if you're flying regularly, always have more hours. So you're going to update that information. All right. That's it for today on AirJobBoss TV. If you don't mind, could you please subscribe to my channel? I'm trying to clear 500 subscribers. I think I'm around 400 now, but I'd really like to get to 500. Anyway, if you can help, I appreciate it. Share it out, like it, comment if you can. Thank you so much. See you on the next video.